Love and work. Work and love, that's all there is. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is what does a woman want? I have found little that is good about human beings on the whole. In my experience, most of them are trash, no matter whether they publicly subscribe to this or that ethical doctrine or to none at all. That is something that you cannot say aloud, or perhaps even think. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. A civilization which leaves so large a number of its participants unsatisfied and drives them into revolt neither has nor deserves the prospect of a lasting existence. The tendency to aggression is an innate, independent, instinctual disposition in man. It constitutes the powerful obstacle to culture. Religion is an illusion and it derives its strength from the fact that it falls in with our instinctual desires. Opposition is not necessarily enmity, it is merely misused and made an occasion for enmity. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror. What a distressing contrast there is between the radiant intelligence of the child and the feeble mentality of the average adult. The psychoanalysis of neurotics has taught us to recognize the intimate connection between wetting the bed and the character trait of ambition. Everywhere I go I find that a poet has been there before me. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. Men are more moral than they think and far more immoral than they can imagine. America is a mistake, a giant mistake. Civilized society is perpetually menaced with disintegration through this primary hostility of men towards one another. Children are completely egoistic, they feel their needs intensely and strive ruthlessly to satisfy them. The liberty of the individual is no gift of civilization. It was greatest before there was any civilization. The doctor should be opaque to his patients and, like a mirror, should show them nothing but what is shown to him. Civilized society is perpetually menaced with disintegration through this primary hostility of men towards one another. Neurotics complain of their illness, but they make the most of it, and when it comes to talking it away from them they will defend it like a lioness her young. The goal towards which the pleasure principle impels us, of becoming happy, is not attainable, yet we may not, nay, cannot, give up the efforts to come nearer to realization of it by some means or other. A certain degree of neurosis is of inestimable value as a drive, especially to a psychologist. What a distressing contrast there is between the radiant intelligence of the child and the feeble mentality of the average adult.